Hello everybody, my name is Eliminator, and welcome back to another episode of Rockies SMP. In this episode, we are going to mostly be exploring a little bit. I want to check out the areas in which I'm planning on building in and get a map going of the entire area. That's going to take a lot of iron and paper and redstone. Don't know if I have quite enough supplies, but I'm going to scrounge around and see if I can find everything I need to get the entire area that I want to build in mapped out. We can kind of see what it looks like. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to do, something that, well, really could have been done pretty easily in this last episode, was to, get another advancement. I got the iron for it, just need to grab a little bit of wood, did some organizing earlier, and make an iron pickaxe. Woo! Isn't it ironic? Anyways, I'm going to be just since the last episode, as you can see, I've done a little bit of organizing stuff. Threw some miscellaneous things in here. Did a lot of terraforming, which I'll show you in a second. Just sorted my inventory out into a few different areas, and gonna take a quick night's rest, and I'll show you what it's like, what terraforming I've done so far. I basically just kind of went through, smoothed around some edges around here. Not very much, but one of the big things I did was clear out this hill that's behind the house. Didn't think it looked very good. I'm eventually planning on building a little bit more up in this direction, so I figured I'd smooth it out just to kind of see what it looks like for now, and also smoothed out this next area here. Hoping to build another house over here, expand a little bit more storage, have a little bit more things that I need for starting off. Got that marked out. That's basically what I've been up to, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get some maps together and get to going to mapping out this area. Well, it turns out I really don't have that much stuff for as far as iron, redstone goes. I did have a lot of paper, but I had no way of making compasses. 11 iron, not much. But I reached out to the other members of the server, and it turns out Onyx 51 has been doing a lot of mining and resource gathering. She wasn't online for a while, but she just recently got on. She's a bit busy at the moment, so I think I'm going to go out and do some exploring out in the ocean, just to kind of check to see what's around here. I'm not planning on mapping that area out. And I just kind of want to see what I can find. Hopefully after that we'll be able to meet up with her. I'll try to get back here before she gets over here, and well, I'll let you guys know after I go into the ocean to see if I find anything. While doing some water exploration, I was just looking around to see what was around this island. I found this ruined portal, and I wanted to bring you in on this moment because I looked in this chest and I happen to know I'm about to get another advancement. Da 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 da! Ice bucket challenge. And let's grab everything else while we're at it. There's some pretty good stuff in here. Just next to the ruined portal, a shipwreck. And in the shipwreck wasn't a whole lot, but we got some moss and a couple other things. Some, well, mending on leather boots, which isn't going to do much. Buried treasure map, which we're going to check out later. And just as I was coming out and looking around, I noticed something in the distance. There's bamboo. Large trees with vines. Which means jungle. This is one of the few saplings I had left, and I really wanted to get some bamboo, so I'm gonna head on over here, grab some bamboo, get a couple jungle saplings, and head on home. Post-recording Eliminator here. Please excuse the quality of this next clip. My recording software was not acting very well. But anyways, I got Onyx to come on over to the base, and we did a quick trade around so I could get some compasses, and wanted to show that exchange.
Alright, I am arriving. Here I come.
I see. Raise one light if arriving by sea. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Light raised. I'm clicking my hand.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so kind of the dealio is, we talked a little bit beforehand, and we are trying to trade. In order for me to go and explore the area, as I stated earlier, I need maps, and I don't have like any resources. And as you can tell by this get up, Onyx does.
I do have some resources. I have been hard at work preparing.
Okay, so I believe you have some compasses, and I'm going to be trading you these cocoa beans, this bamboo, some jungle saplings, this sugar cane, and a heart of the sea for it.
Thank you. Here are your 30 compasses and a map.
Excellent. That's going to get me started. With those empty maps from Onyx, I think we are good to go to explore the area. First off, let's just do this one right here. Gotta pull that up. And there we go. This is our starting area. It's actually a pretty good spot for a map to go. So what I'm going to go through is I'm just going to go ahead and start going through the different areas. Would have been nice to get this area before we did some terraforming, but this is alright for now. We're just going to go through and kind of explore in the areas I'm planning on building. It's going to be a little bit north, mostly... Wait, is that north? Okay, well, mostly north, a little bit west, and slightly east as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and start exploring the areas and bring you in on any cool things that I find. Whoa. This is a huge hole. As you can see, we're just a little bit west of our starting area, and there's just this huge hole here. Man, this cave generation is insane. Hopefully that doesn't get in the way of any of the plans I made. I might just have to push the little town I was planning on making it just a little bit further south. This looks cool. And time for a new one. See how this ends up looking. Alright, it looks like there's even a bit of lava on this map and some more caves up ahead. See what then? I'll see if those are anything interesting, and I'll let you know if they are. You know, I saw the lava on the map, and I think just while I'm over here, I think we're just gonna go ahead and snag another advancement right here. Hot stuff. Oh yeah. Alright, time to keep adventuring. Well, I rode around and explored at least the perimeter of my area for now. You can see I've got a few maps laid out here. I haven't quite done the middle one, but kind of felt like it'd be a fun way to finish up the episode is by just exploring that last little region. Unfortunately, or kind of more fortunately, there really wasn't a whole lot going on in my area. I don't think I have enough leather to make some good item frames for these to display, but I'll do that later. The good news about there not being a whole lot except for that giant hole in my area is that should be pretty easy to add my own stuff in there. I'm quite happy about that actually. And now I kind of want to swap to something else. You can see I got some bamboo growing up from the jungle over there. I'll probably knock that down and harvest it again soon. But I believe there's a village not too far from here, and I kind of want to go ahead and start building up some infrastructure, get a villager breeder going. Hopefully can get to that, and hopefully this rain stops and kind of become a little less gloomy here on the server. Well, the rain has stopped, and I'm going to be off to go towards that village and get some villagers going. I'm hoping with these villagers I'll be able to kind of do all the villager stuff, get an iron farm, get a trading tower going, and I know that they're going to be very, very useful. So, I'm going to see if I can recruit a couple of villagers and lead them to a happy, happy home where they'll be farming and breeding for me. And here we are coming up on the village. Looks like it's about time to find some recruits. Well, I found a recruit. Unfortunately, it's getting to be about nighttime, so I'm going to try to skedaddle him back on over towards my base area. I don't know if I'm actually going to quite start setting up the villager breeder yet, but I'm at least going to get him closer to the base so that when I do, I will have a couple of villagers ready to go. Okay, so I've traveled past the base a little bit. I think I'm going to park him a little bit further along just so that he doesn't, well, get killed by those drowned. I know there's that drowned temple area. In fact, I think I'm going to park him a little bit further out to sea. Just so he's, should be pretty safe out here in the middle of the night, and hoping no drowned get to him. And now I need to be off to go find the other villager. And then once I get them, I should be able to get a villager breeder going. And here is my second recruit. Don't worry, buddy. I know you grew up in this village, but trust me, where we're going, it's going to be much nicer. Trust me, I'm a very trustworthy person. I still find it so funny that you can row online like this. It's awesome. And here we come, riding up on this other villager. I'm hoping they'll be safe out here in the ocean. I think it's far enough away from land that they should be okay from zombies. Only worry that I have, would be if there's any drowned that spawn over here. I don't think that's going to be too big of an issue though. And if so, it's not that far away to get to the village again. Let's just hope for the best until I've got these two in a safer spot. I think I'm going to get these villagers into a safe spot pretty soon. I've got to build it for them first. I kind of have an area marked down. I've started growing some more cocoa beans from this jungle wood. But before I start building anymore, what I kind of want to do is I want to take these maps that I have in here, the ones that I've mapped out so far, create copies of them so they'll be easier to use later, and make a lock of them. In order to do that though, I've got some extra maps from Onyx earlier, and I just need to grab a couple of pieces of paper, some wood, and get a cartography table going. We're there. I believe I haven't messed with maps too much, so I'm pretty sure you need cartography table. Then you can place one map here, an empty map here, and you get 2 copies of that map. Excellent. Let's see, I'll do that for each of those maps. Last one. And now that I got those maps all copied, I'm going to take some glass, get some glass panes, and lock a copy of each of those maps. And I'll just stick it around in this area here. I believe that's all you need to do is just go like that, and yep, locked map. Excellent. And there we have it. We got these normal maps so that next time I want to update these maps, it'll be easy enough to just pull these up and update them. And we got a bunch of locked maps. Again, I'm going to go exploring in the middle later to finish off the episode. And well, when it comes morning, I think I'm going to go off and show you guys where where I'm going to make this villager breeder. Alright, so just off this way is where it's going to, where the villager breeder is going to be. I've already marked out a little location. I brought some supplies with me. I've got them in my inventory. I've got some axes to clear down some trees. A few little things that we'll need in order for the villager breeder to get going. And I won't have to worry about wood because I'm going to be chopping down the trees. So let me just see if I can find it over here. And yep, here we go. Put down a torch or 2 just to mark out where it's going. Let me see if I can find the other one. Okay, and there's the other one. So it's just going to be kind of in this little area, not too far from the house. I believe I've got my villagers just waiting out there for me, so it shouldn't be too hard to move them over. I'm going to get working on clearing out these trees and also just clearing out a bit more of the area surrounding. I've got plans for this area and it does not involve a forest being here. So let me clear these out and I'll get back to you once I'm done. As you can see, I've cleared out some area for a villager breeder over here. I've also decided to move it a little bit in order to accommodate, well, what this cliff is over here. I'm going to also be building up a little bit in this direction, want a few buildings to line up, and so I've moved the villager breeder. Also, I kind of realized what materials I had, and realized I did not have the materials that I wanted in order to build this. I think it's going to take a little bit of time in order to get those materials, and these villagers are going to help me in the meantime. So instead, I think I'm going to just use some of the materials I gathered while I was clearing out this area in order to get a villager breeder going. Later on, I'm going to probably swap it out and build it out of different materials. But for now, I want to get villager breeder going, and I know that's going to help out. So I'm going to get building on that. Well, this isn't the prettiest build I've ever done, but it's going to have to do for now until I can get the resources in order to tear it down and rebuild it the way I want. I've did light it the inside and just make sure that nothing else spawns in here. Yeah, make it nice and safe for the villagers. I've got a few things here, but there's a few more things that I need in order to get this thing actually functioning. And right now I've got the shell down, so this is going to be a good time for me to just kind of go into uh, how this villager breeder that I'm making works. I kind of got the inspiration of it from Wattles, and I'll provide a link to his tutorial for it. Pretty easy. He does it pretty often in his survival playthroughs. But I kind of took inspiration from that, be building my own, and I'll walk you through how it works. So the first thing that we're going to need for this automatic villager breeder is just some way for the villagers to get food. We're going to do this automatically with a basically just by having a farmer villager come in and water the crops. In order for that to go a little bit faster, I'm going to make the crops waterlogged. Right now, I only have 6 carrots. Obviously, I'm going to want more than that. So for now, I'm just going to plant these while I'm working on the rest of the farm. The next step is we're going to get these well, as much of this as farmland as possible. I'm going to grab an iron door right now to make sure that only I can get in, and no monsters or villagers can get in or out. There's an iron door right here, and a couple of buttons. Keep them on this side. Make it super easy to get in and out. So eventually we're going to come in here and have a farmer villager go around, and he'll be farming up the carrots and trading it, passing it along to the other villager. These villagers will then have a baby, and the baby will come along, and I'm going to set up a kind of a trap area for them. One area that only baby villagers can get into, and adult areas cannot. And then trap and transport the baby villagers off of this way for use later. Let me get kind of this trap area going, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, I've done the basic setup for the villager, made the rest of this farmland. I'll spread out those carrots once I get the chance to. But basically what happens is the villager breeder will work like this. I've got this area set up where the 2 villagers live, one of them being a farmer spreading the carrots around and feeding the other villager. This trapdoor will be closed. This is just over a 1 block high space, which will allow baby villagers to get through. And as they try to go through, they'll come up to this trapdoor expecting it to be a full block and just kind of fall straight down. because they will be attracted to these beds. The little kids like to try to jump on the beds, so they'll run over and try to jump on these beds. Eventually, I'm going to get the villagers to fall down here a few blocks and get transported out that way far enough to not count them as claiming a bed. The other two villagers will assume that these blocks are, open and freely available to move into. They will trick them with their AI, and they'll have claimed beds and notice that there's more beds open. That'll allow them to breed once they get enough food. Kind of overall, though, that's the main principle behind the villager breeder. Just having it like this, little kids can make it into this hole, and they'll be transported off that way to be used later. I've got plans for them. Iron farm, trading tower, and now comes the very, very fun part of trying to get those two villagers that I have way out there. See if we can see them. Get these two hooligans and try to get them into this little kind of ugly tower, or ugly building. Let's see how I do. And success. That wasn't so hard, actually. Well, we got a farmer villager who will distribute food to this guy and continue farming these carrots. And this other guy will be good to go for breeding purposes. It's going to take a little while to actually spread out all of these carrots. Looks like this one's finally grown. I'm a moron. Okay. We'll wait for the carrots to actually finish growing and hopefully spread them out. But these guys should get the carrots spread around all the way throughout and start producing some baby villages for our use. I'm going to work on this tunnel now. I'm right below the villager breeder, and just the next step is to transport the little baby villagers a little bit further away and try to get them desynced from these beds. So easiest way to do that is just plop them into a bit of water. I don't think you need to transport them very far. I'm not too certain about this though, so I think if I just get them to about here should be fine. I'm going to then do some trick to separate these villagers out. Okay, might be a little bit long. I'm gonna have to dig down one more block. Okay, it turns out I actually had to lower it a couple more blocks down. But anyways, kind of basic premise is baby villager will fall into here and get transported down this water channel. Water channel is going to get cut off, and the baby villager is actually going to end up going underneath this slab that I have here. And then kind of just cover this up. And what happens is, after the baby villager kind of gets stuck under this slab, eventually it's going to grow up. I'm going to go get another water bucket and fill this in. And let me do that now. Okay, another water bucket and to fill the slab. So when the baby villager grows up, it'll actually come up into this water stream a little bit, and it'll get pulled up. And then the adult villager will get pushed along this water stream to the end, which for now, they'll just kind of stay here. And that's kind of the basic premise of the villager breeder. Eventually I'm going to get a better setup with some rails so that I can transport the villagers more easily. But that will be for a different time. Let me just go ahead and make sure that whatever villagers do come out of here stay safe. Well, that just about does it for this villager breeder. Not a whole lot more we can do besides just wait for the crops to spread and the baby villagers to start producing. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of clean up this little work area I had back here. And head on back home. Hopefully we'll be able to finish exploring that last little bit of area. But before we finish off the episode by exploring that area, I want to save off a memento of this episode, and no better memento than the first diamond of the world. It's going to be fun to have a wooden pickaxe and a diamond right next to each other. Talk about opposites. Anyways, so I'm going to keep this diamond as the first diamond of the world. Won't use it. Eventually I'll have an anvil and rename it, kind of set it apart from the others. And then I think I'm just about ready to go ahead and explore that last area. So something interesting about this area is I noticed going before that there's actually a river that runs through it. So I'm gonna take this extra map. You can see kind of on the left side and the right side. These are the two opposite pieces that's the kind of the hole in the middle is taking. So I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna grab a boat around to that other kind of just off the map of this area, and then create a new map and kind of show you what it's like. I think it's really cool. It's a nice river flowing straight through the middle. And here we are at the mouth of the river. You might be able to see on the maps, you can kind of see where the river is. Anyways, I'm just gonna go right off the edge of this map, make sure I get into the right position, and then I'll make this new one. So, just kind of a nice little river running straight through the middle of this area. You'll be able to see up ahead there will be mountains on both sides. I kind of crossed over those when I was exploring earlier. Let's see. May need to move. Nope, here we go. And there we go. I think this is just the last little bit of the area. I will get out and finish exploring it. And just the last little bit, and done. So, not exactly what I wanted to show you, but I'll get to that in a second. It's just the river right over here, going up between the mountains. So you can see there's kind of this large hill area on this side, and then more of a mountain on this side as well, with a just kind of nice little area in here. This is near the area right around here is where I crossed over in between them. And then just off that way further is more of the area, kind of past beyond where I'm planning on building for my main area. And we even have this nice little alcove here that I thought was pretty nice. The river, cave, and another cave in here. Actually, looks like that cave is kind of right for some reason. What's going on in here? Is that... No way. Soul sand? This is like a soul sand and a... What's going on with the portal here? Okay. This is weird, but very cool. I'm gonna have to go check this out. Yeah, I'm gonna go check this out. Oh man, here we are. In the nether. We spawned inside a soul sand valley. The only problem I'm seeing is I think that air here is it's not good for me. I gotta get out of here. Whew. Made it out of here. Alright, yeah, that was a heck of an adventure there. Anyways, let's see. I think with that, that's just gonna about do it, for this episode. This has been Eliminator. I'm gonna have to check out what's been going on around that portal in the next episode and prepare myself for it. So, thank you all for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you want to see some more, please subscribe. I will be coming out with more videos. If you have any more feedback, please let me know down below. And I'll see you next time. Ciao.